Thank you very much. Mozart spent a great many years of his childhood on tour around the European continent, even to Great Britain. His father, Leopold, as many of you know, was a well-known violinist, wrote a best-selling book about violin playing in the 18th century, and recognized Mozart's prodigious talents at a very young age. Mozart started learning to play pieces at the keyboard at the age of 3. By 5, he was composing his own music. What you just heard, the Symphony No. 6 in F major, was written by young Wolfgang just before his 11th birthday. Talk about your overachieving children. Mozart and his family were on the road in 1767, having just completed a 2.5-year-long tour all over the European continent. Fall of 1767, they were bound for Vienna, again to show off the gifts of Wolfgang and his equally talented sister Nannerl to the musical minds of the continent. Unfortunately, due to a smallpox outbreak, they had to relocate to the Moravian countryside, to the town of Olomouc, and that is where Wolfgang, in the probably October, November, December of 1767, completed the piece that you just heard. We're now going to fast forward to the 19th century to hear the second movement of the Italian Symphony, the Symphony No. 4 in A major by Felix Mendelssohn. Another prodigiously talented youth. Mendelssohn was famous as a teenager, most notably with his composition, the concert overture to A Midsummer Night's Dream, for which he later wrote a great deal of incidental music for the plays. In memory serves, 1830, Mendelssohn took a trip for 10 months to Italy, traveled all over the peninsula, made a great many musical sketches as well as drawings and watercolor paintings. Mendelssohn was a fairly good amateur artist. And once he returned home to Germany, these began to be assembled into what later became the Italian Symphony. There's nothing particularly Italian about the music that you're about to hear. The symphony instead is intended to be Mendelssohn's impressions of the blue skies and the beautiful sea waters and the friendly people. He wrote in a letter that this symphony to him was blue sky in A major. The second movement is depicting a procession through the streets of an Italian town. Processions were a daily part of life in 19th century Italy. These could be for weddings, for funerals, for religious holidays, feast days. This, you can interpret it as you like. It's in the key of D minor, so it comes across a bit sad, something solemn, perhaps a funeral procession, with, oh my goodness, melody in the violas at the beginning. Whoa, something that they don't get to do very often, which is one of the reasons we were excited to do this piece. So please enjoy the sounds of an Italian village on, I don't know, maybe a Saturday afternoon, as we hear the Andante con moto from Felix Mendelssohn's Italian Symphony in A major. So much to say, and I don't want to run my mouth. We all know what an unusual couple of years this has been. I think we all are, I hope you're all just as thrilled as we are to be here today. I want to take a moment to thank our board, who have jumped through hoop after hoop after hoop to make this possible today. I want to thank especially our president, Lakshmi Nadaminti, for being a rock throughout the last 2 years. Lakshmi's tenure as NJSYO president began in the fall of 2020, or rather even in the summer of 2020. I know this isn't what she hoped for, but she has done an absolutely stupendous job keeping this organization together, keeping us making music, and I just want to say, Lakshmi, and to the entire board, thank you for everything that you've done. I want to take a quick moment to recognize our wind and brass players in the SYO. As many of you know, these are students who have, prior to yesterday's sound check, they had not played in person with the string players here since December. Yes, I know, wow. They have been attending rehearsals online the last 3 Thursdays as we see our way out of this Omicron surge. And despite that obstacle, they are here today, they are 100% prepared, they are observing a professional standard. So I'd just like to take a moment and ask the wind and brass players as a section to stand and be recognized. Of orchestral wind and brass playing, unlike string playing, is that players are one on a part. There's one person back there playing the flute 1 part, there's one person back there playing the trumpet 2 part. So you are a soloist at all times, and one of the big reasons that we've had the success today that we've had is because we've been able to count on those folks. So thank you, winds and brass. So in the SYO, we like Mozart. We like Mozart a lot. We like to bookend with Mozart, which is what we're doing today. So back to the 18th century, excuse me, we heard music from the 11-year-old Mozart. We're now going to hear music written by Mozart in the final year of his life. La Clemenza di Tito, the opera, premiered in 1791 in Prague. It was written specifically for the occasion of the coronation of Leopold II as King of Bohemia. The libretto that Mozart was working with had been set many times by other composers, but due to some complications getting somebody booked, they had to find a composer to write this work in a hurry. Mozart's first biographer, Nemecek, said that he wrote in the entire opera, start to finish, in only 18 days. We don't know if that's entirely accurate. What we do know is that Mozart was commissioned in late July or early August of 1791 to write an opera which premiered in Prague on September 6th. Certainly he didn't finish it on September 5th because they had to rehearse the darn thing. So this is a guy who knew how to write in a hurry, but he could not compose badly. La Clemenza di Tito, the overture, is often performed as a standalone work, and it is a wonderful example of late, mature Mozart in his full glory. This ends our program for today. We want to remind all of you that our spring semester begins this coming Thursday, and that we will be auditioning new students. So the registrations are still open. We hope that you'll spread the word, as you are our very best recruiters. We do a lot of our recruiting here through word of mouth. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for your patience and your understanding and your stick-to-itiveness this semester as we have figured out how all of this is going to work. And please now sit back and enjoy Mozart's overture to La Clemenza di Tito. Thank you so much. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. And we look forward to seeing, well, all these folks on stage and many, many of your kids next Thursday at rehearsal. Have a happy spring.